Welcome, good morning, good morning, good morning. You're welcome from all over the world for this Facebook live broadcast. If you're connected, please let me know through the comment section that you are connected. Say something that the line is good, the video is good, the sound is good, and you are hearing me loud and clear. I know a lot of people signed in from Lagos, Port Harcourt, Mina, Jos, Abuja, everywhere all over the world. Please, I want to be sure that you are hearing me loud and clear. There's good, clean, and clear streaming from where you are. Right now, before we start clearly into the details of what we have for today, do me a favor to share this Facebook Live to your network and contacts. Like my page. We need everyone on board. If everyone in the whole country is achieving their goals, I'm sure we're going to have a happier country. So please share to your loved ones, your family, pastors, individuals, CEO, business owners, everyone. I want us to have a wonderful start by 2020. And it's possible if everyone is just going to achieve his or her goal. Finishing well to start strong in 2020. Ensure you end this year with celebration and thanksgiving. All right, to God, because to spend 12 months in 2019 is not a joke. It's not by your power, it's not by your might, but it's by God who has helped you to stay from January till date. All right, kindly get your pen and paper ready. Your writing materials. What I want you to do is write out the action plan from this broadcast that will help you to achieve your goals 2020. All right? So get a paper and biro ready, your writing materials ready, so that you can write, have a plan of action for yourself. Starting strong begins with what? Finishing strong in 2020. If you finish strong in 2019, there's a high chance you're going to start well in 2020. All right? Please, if you have comments for me, please go ahead and make that comment. If something struck you so hard, make that comment to me. If you have any question, before you send in your question, just put the letter Q, all right? Capital letter Q before the question, so that my team will be able to filter out those questions out. And 10 minutes before this 1 hour broadcast is out, I should be able to take over almost all your questions. If I cannot take your questions, please don't take it on me. I'm still going to answer your questions somehow, even if it's going to be after this broadcast. All right, I'll be sure to take all your questions at the end of this session. So I can't take questions while the training is going on. The training is powered by Magnicraft. It's sponsored and powered by Magnicraft Consulting. And of course, we have tagged this Start Strong 2020. What are we talking about in Starting Strong 2020? There are three things that we're going to achieve at the end of this broadcast. Must have goals for your best year ever. And of course, how to set hard, smart goals. How to set hard, smart goals. These are skills and techniques that I've used over the years. And I'm going to share some things with you so that it's not be that I'm holding a lot of things. My mentor, Reverend Sam Oye, has given me this go ahead to make this free for all of you. All right? I don't usually make things free because I believe anybody who wants something good should be able to pay for it. People who pay for it actually are the ones who actually value it. So this is for church leaders, for pastors, for individuals, CEOs, and everyone alike. Please share my page, share this video to someone. Someone will need it. Most of the unhappiness we have is because of goals that were not achieved. A lot of discouragement, depression is there because you have set out to do something remarkable for your life, but you have not been able to achieve that. Okay? So I was sharing a lot of things that are free here. I'm going to give you 2020 annual time blog. We're going to give you also creating your personal life plan, a manual in Word document, so you can create a life plan, because your goal setting does not make any sense if you don't have a life purpose, you don't have a life assignment, a life plan that you can actually bring out those goals from. I'm going to give you a training manual to this broadcast. Of course, a workbook also will be given to you. I'll be giving you 7 free ebooks. I don't know. I'm just giving you this free as if you're paying for it. All right, that's how I'm doing it. That's how I do my training. I give this how the template for all my trainings. Okay, I'm going to give you 12-week year book, hard goals, the organized mind. I'm going to also give you getting things done, execution, and of course the 7 habits of a highly effective people. Of course, there's a hard goal quiz I'm going to also give you. That will also help you to test your goals if they are hard. And of course, I'm going to also give you a question on smart goals, also to test if your goals are smart. So those two quizzes or tests or questionnaire will be able to test if you have a hard smart goal. Of course, for the best people who are quick to schedule free consultations for at least 20 people, I should be able to take two per day and the next 10 days before the year grows out. Okay, so I'm going to give you so much today, right? Let us go into today's live training. I am Niyi Dunmade. I'm the certified church consultant with the Society of Church Consulting in the US. I did a lot of research, a lot of training, education, and of course, I was licensed and certified by the Society of Church Consulting to practice as a church consultant. And I'm also a certified church administrator with the Church Administrator Society of Nigeria. And of course, it's good where you have church administrators managing churches who have been equipped by this body to run churches the way it should be. In our slogan here is doing church God's way. There's a way God wants his church to be run. There's a way God wants his church to grow, to flourish. And of course, I'm the CEO of Magnicraft Consulting Limited. I'll be hosting you from the next 1 hour. So stay tuned. 1 hour is all I need from you, and I need you to be much more attentive to me. Of course, I'm also a father, a teacher, and a trainer. You can get me on board to train your staff, train your employees, and of course, you're going to be wonderful. My focus is to help churches to become healthier by using proven diagnostic tools. There's a lot of tools I have that will help you to find out the root cause, because life is all about cause and effect. Whatever you're seeing right now is as a result of a cause. And once you are able to get that cause, you can be able to alter the effect you can get. So, effective retention strategies. I know a lot of people have been clamoring on church growth, but I say if you can get effective retention strategies right, you're going to get a lot of things right with your church. And also, of course, with contingent focused prescriptions that work. Of course, I'm going to also I don't want to bug you with all the things that I've bagged as certificates, but I'm married to my heartthrob Ruth. Of course, she's wonderful, happy, jolly, good fellow. And of course, we have 3 beautiful kids, Israel, Nichelle, and Ivana. And of course, I'm serving in a fast-growing church in the city of Abuja in Gwarimpa, the Transforming Church. All right, so we're going to go straight on. What do you stand to gain from this broadcast? Why will you spend your data to give me your 1 hour? Looking into how 2019 has been, I'm sure you will agree with me that time just keeps ticking. You didn't know when October hit it and then you just rush into your goals. It doesn't happen that way. Looking into having a great start in 2020 with leaving no chance to have a rare comeback. Okay, comebacks in terms of year goals are very difficult. It's better from day one, January 1, you have what you have to do to accomplish a fantastic, strong start in 2020. So what are the must-have goals you should have? What are the must-have goals you should have? We're going to talk about God, all their goals, your relationship with God, yourself, your family, your friends, your career, your finances, your church, your ministry. And of course, there are 12 of them, but I'm just putting those 7 must-have goals. The other 5 has to do with fun, entertainment. I was one such that I concentrated on all these 7, and of course, I didn't put so much weight on entertainment. But I found out that if you can just have some goals to have fun, sometimes periodically, that might color your life beautiful. All right, so fun and entertainment. Also, we talk about giving and contributions. All right, environment and exposure and business. So Electrotemi taught me on Wheel of Life. There are 12 things. If you have all those things in balance, you have all those things in great proportion, I'm sure you're going to make some great movement. 2020 is going to be the fantastic year. Setting goals for the next day is just the best way to go. All right? If you want to have goals for the following day before you go to bed, the night before, you set the goals. You know, the reason why I'm saying this is when you have those goals set up the last thing before going to bed, you put the power of your subconscious mind to work. Okay, before I go to bed every day, I put up the goals for the following day. And by the time I get up the following morning, I don't pray. The first thing is to ponder out those goals. And from the subconscious mind, you find out that there's some form of articulation in terms of implementation. It comes very well. You unlock the power of the subconscious mind, and when you wake up to review those goals, you meditate upon them, you find out that you're just going to get the best out of your goals. All right. What are the things we're going to cover in this webinar, in this live Facebook live broadcast? Okay. First thing we're going to do is how to start right. How do you start 2020 right? On the first day of January, what do you do? Do you just say Happy New Year and then how do you start right? The other thing we want to talk about is family New Year resolution in terms of your family. Evaluating yourself. Of course, if you see a lot of things wrong around you, first of all, look at yourself. How do you evaluate yourself? How do you evaluate your team? How do you evaluate your church? Of course, then when you get all this evaluation right, you can now begin to envision. Envision by planning ahead. When we now envision, we now go into the execution. And of course, when you get to that execution mode, my prayer and my desire for you is to keep the momentum going from January 1st, 2020 up till 2020 December. When you keep the momentum going and you have the goal set right from the word go, I will tell you that by the time you get to June, July, you have actually achieved a lot, if not all. Okay? You have actually achieved a lot. So start right. Comebacks may be exceedingly rare, but good years aren't. We have a lot of comebacks in sports, in a lot of activities, but in having a good year, you don't usually have a comeback. Time is spent, it is spent. Time is gone, it is gone. And so, what are the things you need to do to start off well so that your odds of reaching your goals for the year skyrockets? What are the ways at which you're going to start off well so that your chances of getting those goals will materialize? 4 things to do. And if you're going to get this, of course, you are on the right start. First thing is to what? Get away from all distractions. Get away from everything that you are connected with. Take a retreat away from family, away from work, and then get a paper and a biro and begin to what? Evaluate. That's the second thing. You evaluate. How do you evaluate? I'm going to talk about that today. Evaluate. Then after evaluating, you now begin to plan. When you have your plan right, of course, what goes done is not planning, it is doing. All right? Doing is actually what gets things done right. All right? So first of all, this is a period where people are getting new resolutions. I want to say new resolutions is good. Don't take it as a norm, as a tradition. When you have a new year, tell yourself, this is what I want to achieve with this year. Okay? New Year family resolution. What are the things? There's a workbook I'm going to send to you where you're going to have some form of resolution with your family. What are the things to do that will make sure your family enjoys your 2020? All right? There are things that like bi-weekly date night with your spouse, rest a day week. I'm someone like as a workaholic, and I had to learn that in a hard way. Every day, every week should have a day set out for resting. God, who was creating the whole world, of course, rested at the Sabbath day. And of course, you have to rest just to recoup, to revive yourself back to the next week. Because goal settings are like a rhythm, all right? Spending one-on-one time with each of your children. Because church is not something that you should kill yourself for, all right? Family is what matters. Your loved ones, the memory of your loved ones. So have those goals set out to spend one-on-one time with each of your children and your loved ones. Have a family crystal clear contract plan. All right? Crystal clear contract plan of honor. Everyone in your family should have that boundaries set clearly for every one of them. And of course, I want to go to the next slide. Which will get me to let you know the benefit of hindsight. See, if you want to go forward in life sometimes and go forward well, you need to have some form of hindsight of what has happened in the past. Take stock of where you are right now. take stock of what you did that brought you to where you are right now. What is the things that you have done from January 2019 that has brought about the result you have right now? When you have not spent the last 1 year well, do you think you can spend the next one that God wants to bless you with? So the thing is that the benefit of hindsight comes with a good and hard and honest look back at the rear view mirror. Okay, it's very essential for proper direction, for proper leadership. What has happened? Where am I right now? What has brought me to where I am right now? You need to check your track record, your outcomes, your trends, your pattern, so you don't repeat the bad and the negatives of what has happened in 2019. Okay, if you don't do something about those trends, those records, you just find out that you just keep repeating and repeating, and before you know, time is just, of course, passing by. So the word I want to just leave it with is plan to disrupt those negatives. There are certain things you are doing that is producing those negatives. If you can, it's a cause and effect. If you can get those causes, then you can also and treat those causes. You're going to treat those effects. Excuse me. When I was in the military school many years ago, there's a game we usually used to have. This is called route march, and of course they blindfold us and take us into the bush, and of course they give us a compass and a map to get ourselves back to school. And of course we have a map before us, and when the map is given to us, they give us a compass and they tell us, okay, find your way to school. And of course, one of the things I want to just say here is, if you are just 1 degree away from your target, and you keep trekking towards that target, you keep making movement towards that target, you find out because you are off point, you are off target, and you are moving towards your target, you find out that you are drifting. The more you go towards your target, the more you will be drifting away from your target. So plan to disrupt those negatives. Plan to disrupt those negatives. Also, get clear that you need to evaluate yourself. You need to evaluate yourself. That is the bedrock of all goals, starting from yourself. Everything that you want to achieve emanates from you. So proper evaluation starts from you. You can't evaluate your team or your wife, your church, or your business, your organization, your anything, unless you first look critically at your own life. You can't remove the log on somebody's eyes if you have you have yours in your own eyes. Okay, your church, your business, family, career can only be organized when you, as a leader or the one on the steering, the driver of that vehicle, is organized. When you get it right with yourself, there's a higher chance that you're going to get it right with other areas of your life. You cannot successfully deal with the issues of your church, of your team, without getting it right first in terms of yourself. Watch out for those blind spots. Watch out for those weak areas of your life. So here are the 5 questions I want to leave you with. What are the 5 questions you're going to ask yourself in the retreat? I told you initially, get away. Go for a retreat. Get away. Now, when you get away, you now want to evaluate yourself. What are things? First of all, what are the unconfessed sin? All right? Existing. What is affecting your relationship with God? You need to straighten that up, because if you don't straighten out that up with God, there's no how you're going to have a strong start 2020. Second, what did I do well last year? Okay? As you're with the paper getting away in a retreat, just write out the things that you did well. All right? What was working? What did not work? What did I do well last year? Which area of ministries did I struggle with last year? Which area of ministries did I struggle? What relationships, whether family, friends, community, leaders, seem to suffer through the most strain last year? Maybe you had some strain in some relationship. What are those relationships? Itemize those relationships, okay? Then lastly, number 5, what additional training will make me more effective in my ministry context? Okay, you were not able to achieve some goals because you didn't have some skills, you didn't have some abilities, okay, you didn't have some training. So ask yourself, what are those additional training that If I can acquire those training, it will make me very effective in ministry. I can remember when I was the church administrator of the Transforming Church, I knew that there were a lot of spreadsheet issues. There were Excel issues. So I had to go to Wikipo's group to get basic and advanced in Excel. And of course, that made me very effective in ministry. I was able to put my eyes on a lot of variables about the church and of course give good recommendations to my leadership. Okay, so get feedback also from from people, from your friends, from your family, from your acquaintance, from your church members, community leaders. Your counselor in your community can give you some feedback about your leadership of your church. Okay, so get those feedbacks from people. Feedbacks are very good. They will help you to deal with your weak points. They will help you to deal with your blind spots. Okay, get feedbacks. We're going to go to evaluate. Then when you evaluate yourself, you evaluate your team. Evaluate your team. Evaluate your team. If you are very good, I've seen leaders who are fantastic, strong, but their team is very weak. Very, very weak. And that's why they are having weak churches. They are having weak organizations because you are strong as your weakest link. In fact, your weakest link is nullifying all your strength. One of the things I've learned this year is balance. You're so strong in one area, but that weakness can bring you down. All right? Be sure to have the right people in the right place at the right time in your church, doing the right things right first time and always. That's a powerful statement. All right? You can imagine I mentioned right 5 times. And as administration, you just have to make sure that the people are right, they are rightly positioned in the right place, they are at the right time in your church, doing the right things, getting the right processes, of course, for the first time right. And once you get it right the first time, you get it always, also keep on getting it right always afterwards. Okay? Look at each one of these and ask yourself about your team. Has this person, write the list of all your team, whether they are 12, 15, whatever number, 7, whatever they write them out. There's a workbook I'm going to send to you that will help you to be able to evaluate your team. Has this person clearly brought into the church vision and mission? Is there vision alignment with this person and my church? Are these people who God has blessed me with, have they been, the gifts, abilities, education, training, and experience, have they been properly utilized and maximized in the current role they are filling? Have they been utilized? Is this person effective in his ministry role? Is there another role in the church where this person can be better fit? There's some people that are very, very good in some position, but by the time you put them in another position, they will be much, much better. Okay, and of course, as a church, as an organization, it's better you put somebody in a position that will bring about the better results than where he is bringing probably average or good. Then lastly, is anyone missing? Of course, you have a team together. Maybe there's someone that needs to be added to that team that will be like a catalyst. That will be like something that will just blend the team together to make sure that that team is actually performing the goals of the organization. As we look to become what God has called our church to be in the next year, is there another role we need to fill up? Because as churches grow, as organizations grow, you need to revise your roles. You need to get people more on board, employ more people, get to fill more roles so that the church can be better in terms of capacity. All right, in terms of capacity. So probing questions. These are probing questions to ask to properly evaluate your team. Once you have one bad egg in the midst of good eggs, mixing them together will make sure that everything is bad. So check that every egg is actually good before mixing that plate. Make sure that that what I'm saying is very, very powerful. Make sure that every egg in the pot, in the plate, in the fry pan is actually good, so that when you mix them together, you can what? You can get a good team together. All right? Okay. So we're going to the next one, which is evaluating your church. Evaluating your church. Evaluating your church. Evaluating your church. You know, we started from the first one, evaluating yourself. Then we went to evaluating your team. Then we went on now to evaluating your church. Okay? There are ways to evaluate your church. And of course, I will tell you how to look at a healthy church. There's a church healthy framework as a certified church administrator that every church needs to pattern into. Okay, so I'll mention this in passing, but you will need to really see me to be able to look at. You need a church consultant to be able to do a thorough work in terms of evaluating your church. But you can also do some form of evaluation from your church. I advise churches to do comprehensive church health checkup at least every once in 2 years, biannually. All right. Now, what are the things to ask when you want to evaluate your church? Review your past year reports. Of course, as a church administrator at the time, I send annual reports. Okay, as a leader, review reports from all your department, unit, fellowships. Review all the past year report in light with a biblical vision and mission of the church. Of course, the summary, the mission and vision of the church is, of course, to make and mature disciples. So what are the questions you need to ask? What did your church do well last year? What did your church do well last year? What parts of your mission statement did you struggle with the most last year? You need to ask yourself, why were you struggling in in executing those mission statements? All right, it's not about having rhetorics in mission statement, it's about implementing. All right, look ahead the next year. What are some potential growth areas that your church can capitalize on? All right, one area that most churches usually don't capitalize on is the increased growth rate in their community. The community, for example, Guarimpa is growing at a very fast rate, but some churches may be growing by 2% or 3%. They tend to celebrate that. But when Guarimpa is growing at the rate of 35, 37%. So look ahead of the next year. What are the potential growth areas that your church can capitalize upon? 4, again, looking ahead to the next year. What are some potentials, pitfalls that could become? You see, when you want to achieve something as a church, you need to ask yourself, what are the pitfalls, potential pitfalls that might spring up in terms of actualizing that goals. So what has changed from the church and the community? What has changed in terms of demographics, in terms of media graphics, whatever it is has changed. You need to know some of those things in light of a church. You need to evaluate your church in that light, that your church is not away from your community. And lastly, we're going to look back and evaluate yourself, your team, and your church together. Mixing up all these things together. Yourself, your team, your church, bringing them together and evaluating yourself. Okay? Then when we finish evaluating that, we go toward envisioning. You see, I didn't just say we should start setting goals. Setting goals have some foundation. And that's probably why you've not been achieving your goals. You've not evaluated, you've not seen where you made some mistakes. Okay? And so evaluating yourself, evaluating your team, evaluating your church, then now we can now begin to envision, planning ahead. How do you set to achieve how do you plan to achieve what you want to achieve? Envisioning. There's a reason why your eyes is in front of you. And your entire body is to move forward because of that. Okay? You envisioning. All right? Envisioning. That's where you start to do proper planning. And of course, we go into the cross of the message to how to establish hard, smart goals. You before setting goals, you need to know what you want to achieve. You need to know in crystal clear terms what you want to achieve. What do you want to achieve with your life? What do you want to achieve with 2020? One statement. What is that thing that you want to achieve? Because if you don't have it crystal clear before you can't articulate it in goal setting. You cannot articulate it in envisioning and planning ahead. Okay? So please, what is that goal that you want? How do you set out to achieve what you don't know that you really want? It's not possible. You can't set out to achieve what you don't really know that you want. Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." Okay? Now, he's been given a task to what? He's been given a task to cut down a tree. And this young man said, I will spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. I'm sure when people were looking at him sharpening his axe, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. You should not be like soldier. You just go into the well, you jump. Think first. Plan, envision. He said he will sharpen his axe for 4 hours. And I tell you, he will finish cutting that tree in 30 minutes because his axe is sharp. Are you with me? His axe is sharp. So planning is about sharpening the axe. Sharpening so that you spend less time in doing the work you are assigned to do. Okay? Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 10 says, if the iron be blunt, if the axe be blunt, and you do not whet the edge, you do not sharpen the edge, then must he put more strength. Because if you have a blunt cutlass and you're trying to cut grass, you find out that you're going to be wasting strength, you're going to be wasting time, you're going to be wasting resources. But the Bible says what? Wisdom is profitable to direct. There's place for skill. There's place for strength. There's place for what? Wisdom. So what kind of plans do you need? What kind of plans do you need? How do you break down your goals into measurable steps? Now that's the cross here is establishing hard, smart goals. Someone say establishing hard, smart goals. Someone say establishing hard, smart goals. What is smart? Of course, I'm going to talk about the hard. Okay? Smart has to do with what? Specific. S for specific, M for measurable, A for assignable, R for relevant, and T for time related. Time related. Your goals is all about three things. Your goals is all about three things. Your relevance must be so that it's about what you want to be, what you want to have, and what you want to do. Those are the three legs of goal setting. What you want to be, what you want to have, what you want to do. So be true to your life plan. I'm going to give you a life plan template by Michael Hyatt that will help you to draw up your life plan. And it's from your life plan you're going to spring out these hard, smart goals from. So what is smart again? Specific. S is specific. M is measurable. A is assignable. R is relevant. T is time related. And of course, specific, you need to what? Get yourself clear about what you want to achieve exactly. Specific terms. I want to buy a car. It's not specific enough. What kind of car? What kind of model? What year was it manufactured? Where can you get it? Okay, what color? What specific is it? Clearly communicate exactly what you expect to achieve. Okay, M is measurable. Make the goal setting, something you can count on. It's measurable. You want to do something by January, you have actually done something about it. February, you have done something. So you make it measurable so that as time goes on, you are making a step. Okay, I'm going to Lagos. I'm making a step. I bought a ticket. You are making it's a measurable steps. Making the goals something that you can count on. Then A is assignable. Give someone to be responsible and accountable to complete that goal. In a church, if you make a goal, you should be able to give someone who is responsible to spearhead that goal. R is relevance. Confirm that goal moves the church towards the stated vision. There is a stated vision. You have a life plan. Is the goals you are trying to set, is it relevant and taking you towards the stated vision and the life plan for your life? T is the time related. Specify when you expect the goal to be completed. You don't have goals that is not time bound, then it's not a goal. I often put a accountability. When you have this specific, do you hook up to someone that you can be accountable to? All right, accountable to. Now, determine what tools you need to reach your goals. Okay, there are a lot of tools that can help you to reach your goals. All right, to reach your goals. A lot of apps that can help you reach your goals. I know those days people use calendar, but right now smartphones can help you to be able to track some of these things, to know when you do certain things, and then you make a way. So we're going to go on to the hard. We have talked about what? The specific. We're going to go to the hard side of it. And the hard is what? Heartfelt is for H. Animated is for A. Required is for R and D is for difficult. All right. Hard, smart goals. The other side is hard. Heartfelt. How badly do you want this goal? How badly do you want this goal? Why do you care about this goal so much? If I see somebody who is so passionate about achieving those goals, he's going to achieve those goals. Is it heartfelt? Are you passionate about it? What's going to motivate you to try to achieve that goal? All right? Every goal is going to test your limits. It's going to test your resolve, your grit level. And you need to know that that passion that you have to achieve that goal is going to get to hit the roadblock someday. It's going to hit the obstacle someday. And because if it is not heartfelt enough, you will not be able to resolve that roadblock. Now, there's one word that I love in goal setting. It's called so that. Because of so that, it gives me so much pressure on heartfelt side of that goal. I want a laptop so that. Okay, that so that is going to put some emotional connection, whether it is intrinsic or personal or extrinsic. It's going to put some emotional connection to that goal that you want to achieve. A is animated. How do you create goals in such a vivid, clear in your mind? In your mind, so that you can achieve them in your mind. If you can achieve those goals in your mind, then you can achieve those goals out of your mind. That's the truth. If you can reach them in your mind, you can imagine in my mind I've already map out how I'm going to get this goal done, and then you put it on paper and of course you implement. How do you create those goals in such a way it's clear? All right. And when I mean animated, you can also get the pictures of what you want and put it in your scorecard. All right. Get a picture, get colors, put some sound to it. Get a YouTube video of what you want to achieve and be playing it maybe once a week. All right, they help to give you that created momentum towards achieving those goals. What it will look like when you achieve that goal? How will it look like if you have achieved that goal? Keep looking, because Jesus Christ says, I endured the cross because of the crown, the reward that is going to get at the end of the race. For every race, there's a crown, there's a reward, and of course, if you agree with me, there is a roadblock in the process of getting to the finish line. But getting sight of where you want, as in vivid, clear sight of what you want to achieve, makes you motivated to achieving that goal. R is required. Why is this goal necessary now? Why do you want to achieve this goal now? Why is it that you need to get this goal done now? Do you have a sense of urgency? Okay, some goals are urgent, some goals are urgent, some goals are important, some goals are just there. So you need to find out if those goals are urgent and important. And when a goal is urgent and important, then you know it is required. All right. Do you have a sense of urgency for that goal? And of course, I'm going to give you a set of a set of questions to test if your goal is smart, and of course to test if your goal is hard compliant. Okay, hard compliant. So why is your goal necessary now? Do you have a sense of urgency for that goal? D has to do with you need to set goals that are based not on what you can do. Okay, sometimes goal setting is not about just setting a goal for yourself. I want to buy a car or whatever goals it is. It must be so that, I'm not trying to say you should be ambitious, but that goal should be difficult so that it brings out your inborn capabilities. I didn't know I could do some things until I set some difficult goals. It brought out, it dawned on me that, you mean I can do this? I can do this in this less time, because those goals were what? Difficult. You need to set goals that is based not on what you can do, but on what you are capable of. And what you are capable of, I can tell you don't know until you are under some form of right conditions or pressure. How hard is hard enough? What you are learning because of those goals. Okay, those goals, are they pushing you out of your comfort zone? We don't want to set goals that will make you comfortable, or you set goals that is so easy that you now waste January, February, March because you feel it easy, and before you know it, you have already hit the bababa months. And then you are not able to get a lot done because you did not set a goal that is what difficult. So hard is as what heartfelt. We're gonna A is what animated, R is what required, and then D is what difficult. So we're going to go into execution right now. Execution right now. All right, because you can have all these goals set right, and if you don't execute, you don't just get anything done. Execution is somehow more important than vision. I've seen a lot of people who have a lot of ideas, create fantastic ideas. We have a lot of plan, fantastic plan, vision, but they don't execute. And of course, the reward is in execution. Execution is somehow, to me, more important than vision. It's good to have a vision, no doubt, but it's good to execute your vision. And of course, better to fully execute a half-formed or half-baked strategy than for you to have execute a fully formed strategy. If you understand what I mean, if the goal is meaningful enough, you will execute it. Okay, so we are starting 2020 new, and of course, we need to start something new. What are the things you just need to introduce into your life that will make you feel a sense of newness, start something new, leverage on, and of course, leverage on the coming holidays? Okay, I'm going to show something to you on the screen now. That's like my annual time block for 2020. Okay, I'm going to send something like this to you so that you can be able to have a picture of your time block. All right, organized. You can see there are white spaces for you to rest. You're going to have time with your family. You're going to eat. You're going to sleep. Okay, and of course, I've also set up a reading plan for myself for 2020 with dates. And of course, as I'm reading it, I'm going to put, because true, as pastors, as leaders, you need to find some form of solace, as in root in God's word, to be able to get to feed the sheep. All right, so those are the things. Take leverage of coming holidays, Easter, December, calendar plans. Look for white spaces, because implementing a goal gets a lot easier when that goal is hard smart. I'm sure you know what hard smart is right now. A goal that isn't hard will probably fail. If you are not heartfelt, it's not animated, you're not seeing it in your eyes like this, that this is animated. Do some mind mappings of those goals, and then let it motivate you in your inside. And then you just find out you are passionate about it on the outside. Hard enough would probably fail. So if the goal is meaningful enough, you will surely execute. So I've showed you my calendar. I will send you the 2020 annual time block for you to also do yours, because execution should be progressive. Execution should be progressive, and in actualizing your goals, you have to see that it is what cumulative. All right, it's one block at a time, line upon line. Okay, precept upon precept. You do things in beats, and of course, from there, when you get your execution right, you have to what? Keep the momentum going. Keep the what? Momentum going. Keep the momentum going. Every goal you are considering right now is competing with some final resources, whether it is time, energy, attention, memory, and so on. So that time management is another thing that I'm going to talk some other time, because whether you like it or not, you just have 24 hours a day. You cannot have less than, you can have more than. If you like, pray and fast, 24 hours is all you have for the day. So you have to plan and manage that 24 hours per day. I can remember when I had, many years ago, when I wanted to read the Bible. I will sit down with the Bible. I will read till Leviticus, Numbers. I'll stop because of all those blood, blah, blah, law, all those things, dove, and I'll give up. And then I started, I said, what is making me not to achieve this goal of reading the Bible cover to cover? I got 7 Hills cover to cover, and I wanted to read the Bible cover to cover. That was in the 90s when I just got born again. I wanted to just read the Bible. And then I asked myself, okay, I'm busy with school, I'm running up and down. And then what are the things that is stopping me from going through the Bible from cover to cover? And then I got Bible on tape. I got Bible on tape. I've got a Walkman, and I bought earpiece, and I put it on my belt, and I'm slotting the cassette into it, and I've got this dramatized KJV version on tape from Edison in Lagos. And then as I'm in the public transport, everybody's doing their thing. I'm also hearing God's word, and it was animated. You can imagine that thing gave me. In fact, it's like God just entered into me. You know, when you hear devil speak in a horrible voice, you see the conversation, because actually the Bible is like a conversation. It's a drama. It's a masterpiece of its own. It's a wonderful book. So I got those Bible tapes, and because of that discipline, I opened the Bible like this with ear the audio in my ears. I'll be literally in work, and you can actually go through the Bible in 90 days by just reading 40 chapters a day. You can go through the Bible in 90 days. I've already made a plan for me to go through the Bible in 1 year. And so usually what I do is I have 4 plans that I go through the Bible in a day. So that at the end of the year, I'm able to go to the Bible like 4 or 5 times. So I have like 2 90 days reading plan, and then 1 year plan, and then 1 month plan. And before you know, you can go into U version. That view version is so powerful. It will pop up to you. You need to read the Bible. It will keep a track of how you are reading the Bible, and of course be able to catch up if we miss a day or so. So let's move on from there. Keep doing what is working. Time is an invaluable resource. You cannot create it. You cannot control it. How many of you can pause time? You can't just pause time. Only God can do that. It's only God that can create and destroy time. Just yours is just to spend it. And my prayer for you is to spend it wisely. Keep doing what is working. Focus on what matters the most. Prepare now for rough patches. If you have set those goals, ask yourself, what are the rough patches I'm going to face? So that you'll be able to prepare yourself to go through those rough patches, and then get through those rough patches away from failing and not actualizing your goals. All right, so we're going to move on so fast because I think my time is already getting fast approaching. Every goal you have to consider right now is considering for finance resources. I said that. So get yourself to a pictorial superiority effect. Get those goals written down. You can even do a cartoon of those goals. Put it on a wall. Get your goals right, and progressive implementation will take care of itself. That's the power of the Heart Smart goals, to move you from where you are right now to where you want to be in the future. All right? Where you want to be in the future. That's it. From where you are right now, 1 year process of Heart Smart goal setting and execution will get you to where you want to be in the future. All right, so get those goals set. And I said I want to make sure I'm passing what a church health framework is. As a certified church consultant, if I'm going to come consult for your church, I'm going to look at your church in this light. Okay, that's like the fishbone diagram from the Society of Church Consulting. In terms of worship, fellowship, discipleship, evangelism, ministry, prayer. Then from the organizational health side, we're going to talk about strategies, structure, leadership, outreach, onboarding. Onboarding is also the same thing as assimilation. The resources also the same thing as what? Finances. Okay? And then we're going to go into what I'll talk about. I'll just give it to free. I learned this from Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. And of course, from years working with Reverend Sam, how do they send monthly theme for the church? A calendar format for churches. Of course, you can look at those on your screen. January is Start Strong Foundation, New Beginning. February, Family, those are the March. You talk more about discipleship. These are areas at which, so that at the end of the year, you have actually covered all the wheels of life in terms of your church. Okay, in terms of, so your church does not just be eating protein, and then, or eating carbohydrate, or more of worship, and there's no prayer, or more of evangelism, and there's no discipleship. Okay, so May, refreshing, revitalization. June, deliverance, and then you go on to the second half of the year where you talk about evangelism, missions, outreach. Of August, we talk about vision alignment, service, honors. September, family, marriage, relationship. October, like that, and then you come to December where you talk about Thanksgiving, testimony. That's how you run through the year in a jiffy. I'm going to round up in a minute from now. Now, to this free Facebook Live, I'm going to give you all this free. Can somebody say you are happy? Just put in the comments there that you are happy. That's my way of saying thank you. All my training this year has been paid. You pay for all my trainings except this. I just had to do this. So this is my way of saying thank you for the patronage. Thank you for your support. Thank you for just looking up my blog, making some likes there and there. It's a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance for me to you. All right. I'm going to give you a 2020 annual time blog template. It's an Excel sheet I showed you in the earlier how you're going to do, and then creating your life plan. I'm going to give you a Word document and a workbook so that I can be able to create your life plan if you have not done that. And of course, if you have done that, you can also export that to this so that I can make those life plans well articulated. Okay, we're going to give you manual and workbook for this training. And then, of course, free ebooks. Of course, I'm showing you some of the free ebooks I'm going to give you. 12 weeks here, the organized mind, the 7 habits of the highly effective people, getting things done, hard goal test quiz. And of course, I'm going to give you the smart test goals quiz also in the training workbook. And of course, I'm going to give you some free manuals, manuals also of this training. Of course, we're going to wrap up right now into something. I want to just talk about Magnicraft Consulting. What we try to do, help churches become healthier by using proven diagnostics process tools, looking into their effective retention strategies. And of course, every church is unique, so we try to prescribe a focused contingent base that works for that church. Okay? And of course, we work for 3 to 4 months consulting for churches. And of course, I'm going to run through some areas where if you are affirmative in these questions, then you need a consultation. Yeah, trust me, you need consultations in that area. Is your church declining or growing much lower than the growth rate of your community? If it's yes, better reach out to a consultant. 2, did your church outreach event fail to assimilate any new regular attendant? 3, have you tried and failed to initiate change without any lasting success? If it's yes, reach out to me. Has the church struggled to meet attendance and financial goals? You are trying to see how to get to maybe 200 or to 500 or to 5,000 or to 10,000, and you cannot achieve it. You need a third party objective mind to your struggle to meeting those attendance and financial growth. Reach out to me. Okay, reach out to me. And then, is your church struggling to retain young families? For me, one of the best way churches can grow is to retain families, not just to be looking for people. Retain family. Of course, your church should be structured in such a way that it reaches out to families, especially the young ones for that matter. So is your church struggling to retain young families? If it's yes, reach out to a consultant. All right, reach out to me. Are there large numbers transferred out of your locality, transferred out from your church, but they are still staying in your locality? They are still having the same residency. Okay, so you have a wide back door. Reach out to. Are there large numbers of members with no roles? Okay, no tax. Your small group involvement is poor. Reach out to me. Number 9, is there a large gap between church membership and average worship attendance? Your church membership is, let's say, 2,000 and your attendance is 200, or your church membership is 10,000 and your attendance is 1,000. There's that wide margin. Huh? Can you imagine? Large margin of numbers between church membership and average weekly attendance. There's a dynamics to this church attendance thing. Retention is a key one, and the frequency of attendance is also very key. Which if you come to my retention matter class, your eyes will be opened up to see how your church can grow with less effort. 10, is there a high percentage of members whose worship attendance is just one Sunday per month or less? You can imagine some people don't show up in a month, and then they show up one Sunday, they don't show up again, and that's what's affecting your average monthly attendance. Are the same handful of people carrying most of the ministry load? All right, you have people in the church, few of them who are the only ones. The church is growing, but the few of people are the ones that are doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Okay, you need to see how you're going to expand to get more people on board. All right, do you lack a clear vision or a clear dream, defined plan for the future? that is shaped by most in the congregation. So that's vision alignment. Are you tired of seeing good people leave or newcomers leave your church? First timers don't come in and then they don't return. They go through the back door. There's a way to solve that problem. And as a church, have you done a comprehensive church health assessment? And some churches have never done assessment, and that's why you are still where you are. You are not growing beyond what you are growing. You hit the road and then you go down. You hit the road and go down. And usually always want to advise that churches should do periodic health check. Okay, periodic health check by at least once in 2 to 3 years to be able to what ascertain which areas to work on, okay. And then where can we help you? We can help you with health checkup. We can help you with strategic planning, cultural assessment, leadership assessment, backdoor, front door issues, inward and outward balance, because some churches are also outward because they want to grow, and then the inward is suffering. How do you create that balance between inward and outward? How do you create that balance? What are the growth engines of your church? Usually pastoral care, evangelism, discipleship, assumption, Christian education. What are your growth engines? How do you service your growth engines so that it brings the needed what growth? That's and correcting systemic imbalances. Okay, removing vision limiters, barrier breaking mentality. When the churches actually get barriers in life, barrier breaking mentality. Okay, you get to 500 and you cannot break above 5. You get to maybe 1,000, you drop to 900. You cannot break into 1,000 or something. There's a mentality to have to be able to break that mentality, that barrier. Okay, and we can help you. And the truth about it is that every barrier has its own demon, so to say. What you do when you want to break a 200 barrier is different from what you do when you want to break a 1,000 barrier. Of course, the heart of the pastor are different. It's also different from when you want to break the barrier of 5,000. So barrier breaking dynamics and mentality is very different. Servicing your church growth engines and many more, which I will want to talk here in time. So I can also help you to develop your data dashboard to be able to channel your church in the right direction. Okay, developing a data-driven church strategy. Data-driven church strategy. So those are just few things that I want to I would love to help you do. And then I would love to take questions now. And then wrap it up from here. I think I've done so well with you in the next one, in the last one, 59 minutes. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for holding on up till now. I've been able to go through all this with you just listening. Thank you for listening all the way, all over the world listening. Wow, I'm so much excited just from the city of Abuja speaking to you in the comfort of your environment. Thank you for listening. If you want me to come to your church, your organization to do some training, reach out to me. I can do this expanded. This is like a rush. This is something that has to do with 4 hours training, hands-on training, very practical. I can come do this expanded training for your staff. So kindly get across to me, and then I will reach out to you to get this done. Okay, so this is just like a tip of the iceberg. There are practical sessions. There are a lot of materials packaged with these live broadcasts that will help you to achieve your hard smart goals. However, I'll be having a training in depth of those who are interested in this training. Of course, that will be a paid event because I have to pay for the venue, I have to pay for logistics. If you're interested in doing hands-on training one-on-one with me, the house, like a practical session of starting strong 2020, just I'll display the contact details again on the screen. Just reach out to me on the email or my social media handle, and then I will get back to you on how you can get on board. That will be second week of January where we'll have that training. It's going to be a bomb, okay? If I can take all your questions, I'll do so right now. If I want to take all your questions, I'll do so right now. Thank you for all those listening. Setting goals the best way to go. Kenel, thank you for that comment. Oh, Sheung, all the way from Jos, I can see that you are following. You told me you were going to. Timmy is there. Oh God. Mama Angela is there. Good. Oh, thank you for. I'm so amazed at the comment I'm seeing. Evaluate yourself, your team, and your church. Do I have questions? I just want to take questions right now. If I have questions, and if you're a good student, you understood everything I have to say, I've said so far. Yes, you can watch the replay. I'm going to leave the video. I'm going to leave the video up in the Magnicraft Consulting page. I know some people joined me late. Oh, Pastor Asegeme came online. My God, I respect you, Mama. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I can't mention all your names. I can see quite a lot of people joining. Oh, thank you for joining. I'm just looking for questions. Don't tell me that everybody here didn't want to ask me questions. Can somebody help me, team? I need to take questions. If I sign out and you you want me to still take questions, I can take that one on one. Just put the letter Q on your before your questions and I will get to answer your questions right now. But if I don't have a question, it's already past 11. I said I was going to do this in 1 hour. Okay, we don't have questions. Oh, can I say thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for you helping with that animated publicity for me. Thank you, Kenel. Um, okay, okay. I can't see any question right now. I can't see any question. But anyway, if my team who is sifting through all the comments right now get any question, I'm going to ask. I'll just hit up to my phone now and attend to some of those questions. And then if you can just give me a call or send a mail to me, I'll be able to attend to some of those questions. What challenges do you have to set hard, smart goals that will help you to to that will help you to get 2020 on a starting strong level. So I'm going to sign out here. Yes, you're going to get all the. I'm going to drop the links on the comments for you the to download all the materials. Okay, I'm going to put that up. I don't know if Cosmos can do that for me. If you're hearing me, Cosmos, just put that Google link on the chat there and let people start downloading those materials. Put up that link there, and that will be very, very good for people to start. So, thank you so much. I'm going to sign out here. Sorry for taking an extra minute. Thank you for giving me your attention. I do not take it lightly. I'm Niyi Dunmade, as always, a certified church consultant. Reach out to me if you want to help me out in goal setting, consulting for your church training in terms of administration, church retention, church health, data intelligence, church management, strategic planning. Reach out to me, and of course, I'll be glad to help you and do all I can to make you achieve what you want to achieve. You can do much more with your life with proper goal setting. Thank you. I'm going to sign out now and let you enjoy the replay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. From the bottom, from the team of Magnicraft around me, thank you. Thank you for all the people that helped train me for this Facebook Live webinar in terms of lightning, in terms of the software usage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop here right now. I'm going to do more of this 2020. So stay on my Magnicraft page for a weekly broadcast. I'll tag that Monday Morning Matters, Monday Morning Matters. Monday Morning Matters with Niyi Dunmade. Of course, I'm going to take a lot of things that has to do with church health in those trainings, Facebook Live. So please like my page, hit the like button so that you can be able to get some update from me on the following events from 2020. 2020 is so loaded. I think I showed you my calendar loaded, loaded. So please like the page, and you're going to get so much from my blog and my posting. God bless you. I'm going to sign out from now, and from me to you, thank you. I love you so much.